Plaintiff Adam Wheeler says he had a rough life and at one point was addicted to drugs. Adam claims he dated the defendant for 90 days before getting married, and their marriage was riddled with infidelity and fighting. Adam suing his ex-wife today for defamation of character. Defendant JANELLE Wheeler says Adam was physically abusive throughout their marriage, but she was too afraid to report the abuse because he threatened her life. JANELLE claims Adam also cheated on her with 18 different women, so she's countersuing for emotional distress and lost wages.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I lived kind of a rough life. At 18, I was convicted of a felony for burglary, got into drugs, just threw my life away until the age of about 21 when I said enough was enough and got sober. Still had some criminal activities going on and ended up going to prison on a probation violation.
Since then, what has been going on with you?
Life's actually, at this point, doing a lot.
When did you get married? Let's start there.
I got married pretty much right out of prison.
What year?
2011, 2012.
Right out of prison?
Yep.
You met your wife while you were in prison, or what?
I met her.
The defendant, your wife? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I met her in college.
Okay.
2 weeks after getting out of prison.
And how long did you all date before you married her?
About 90 days.
Okay. And what was that like, the marriage?
About 2 weeks in, she said she wanted to get an annulment and get divorced.
Why?
We fought before we got married and we fought after we got married. Up until...
You fought within the 90 days that you were dating?
Yes.
No, that is not correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
I actually moved out.
Finish. Okay.
I moved out. I moved her out of her parents' house and then moved her into a house out in the country.
How long did you all stay married? When did you divorce?
April 14th of 2016.
Okay. And during the time of the marriage, though, it was rocky?
Oh, yes.
All the way through?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What do you think caused that?
There was infidelity on both of our parts. It was fighting, arguing. There was no trust. We didn't know each other before we got married.
Right. All right. Let me get some background from you, ma'am.
Like you said, we met each other in college of actually fall of 2011. We did get married in January of 2012. At first, it started out all right. Till we got married, I became a possession instead of a person. In fact, the night of our marriage, he actually cheated on me in our upstairs bathroom with the girl that signed the paper for our marriage. And
how did you find that out?
Me and her fiance, who were out in the kitchen and they had went into the bathroom, both suspected it and accused him of it. And later on, after she found out I had left Adam, she did come to me and tell me that yes, indeed, it did happen. And he had threatened her, and that's why she said she denied it at the time. Okay. During the marriage, he continued to cheat on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm. No, Your Honor, that is not true at all.
18 different women. And it was a constant, not ongoing thing. Mm-hmm. He was very abusive throughout the entire marriage. During his drinking time, he was physically abusive.
When did he start being
This was when we moved to Eau Claire. So it would have been around the probably summertime of 2012.
How long had you all been together?
We had already been together for probably 6 months, including the dating time.
Okay. So I'm sure within 3 months your emotions weren't so tied into him that you couldn't leave. I mean, I know women who have been with their husband or mate a year or 2 or 3 or 5, typically much longer than that. They don't leave because they don't have many choices or they're not emotionally free enough, if you will, to do it. Why did you stay around? And he began doing that 3 months in.
I strongly believe in the vows, and he knew that from the beginning. And like he had mentioned about the annulment, he had kept telling me about my values, and that's what he admired in me the most, and he swore it would never happen again. He is a very smooth talker, Your Honor, and he is very manipulative. He can get you to believe whatever he wants.
How often was he battering you or abusing you?
Probably weekly.
Okay. So because you believed in marriage, you allowed a man to abuse you weekly at the beginning of the relationship?
I guess I just kept hoping that it would get better because he would use excuses.
But I know after that 4th week, you should have known it wasn't going to get much better because I'm sure he's going to tell me that wasn't the case regarding physically abusing you every week. Sir?
Absolutely not, Your Honor. And Ms. Wheeler actually notified law enforcement, called police officers to the house all the time, filing reports that she wanted me gone. The police would show up and ask, did he hit you? No. Did he slap you, push you? No. Did he raise his voice?
That's not true, Your Honor.
Was he ever arrested?
Not for anything with us. He was
Why not? He was
because I was too afraid to call the police.
What you think would
because
happen?
of the
What did you
threats.
think would happen?
He would threaten. He had even gone as far as threatening my life as well as my family.
So what changed to give you the courage to leave him?
He threw my baby across the room. And that was when all game was off.
he
I didn't
arrested?
care. No, because I was afraid. I went to a battered women's shelter with my children, had somebody from my church come and pick me up while he was gone with his other woman.
Okay. All right, we're going to move past the things you all did while you were married. We're not here to rehash that. So you want to tell me why you're suing her today?
Ms. Wheeler responded, I had a deep freezer for sale on Facebook, and she decided to go on May of this year. She decided to post on there that I had been telling other people that I had been blocked off of groups for selling stolen property.
He is lying, Your Honor.
I have the evidence right
I
here
do too.
with her
Let
post.
me see his first.
And I have a witness statement.
If you look on the post itself, he is not showing the actual post. And you can prove it by looking underneath of it. It says, wow, what a Why would somebody do that with somebody who is selling an item? It was a scammer alert because he had gotten this free off the site. It did not work, and he tried to flip it for $300.
Did you print once upon a time he was blocked from many pages for selling stolen property?
I did.
Okay, that's what we're talking. That's what he's suing you about today. I don't understand what you just said, but he's suing you about posting something you just admitted to doing. Do you have any evidence of what you alleged?
I contacted the administrators from the sites, and it's been 2 years. They don't keep records of that kind of stuff.
What is your counterclaim for? Emotional distress? How has he caused you emotional distress?
Well, through the marriage and still to this day, like I said, he had been physically abusive.
What do you mean
verbal,
until this day?
To this day. On a regular basis, we are in a courtroom, Your Honor, and every time it doesn't go his
Ms.
way.
Wheeler's kept my kids from me for 2 years.
Okay, custody disputes?
Yeah.
No,
All right.
it's lawsuits.
What is it about?
It's lawsuits. Anything
About
you
what?
can imagine.
No, I don't. Okay,
No,
I can't
like,
imagine. So I'm going to go with him. I don't have a good imagination. And your lost wages is for what, ma'am?
For all the work that I have missed for his case.
Okay, that would only be if it was frivolous. These aren't frivolous cases. These are real, and they're not something he's made up illegitimately. In fact, they're so
Your
real.
Honor,
In fact, they're so real, I'm granting him his judgment today for the defamation that you caused when you put this in a Facebook, and you have not one piece of evidence
Your
with
Honor,
regard.
his name's not even on it.
Ma'am,
And I do have
you admitted
proof
to
that-
doing it. You admitted to doing it.
But he
Have a
didn't.
good day. Your judgment is granted. Yours is dismissed.
I'm just going to spend the money to get a lawyer for my other cases, fighting for my kids, and continue going from there.
I'm sure we'll be back in a courtroom. I mean, this is a regular thing with him.